It's over 10,000 years old, it spans nearly 20 acres, and it is absolute proof that when it comes to our ancient history, we are goddamn clueless. Let's get to it. Located within the foothills of Sanliurfa, Turkey, lie the ancient site of Gobekli Tepe, a massive ancient complex discovered by German archaeologist Klaus Schmidt in October of 1994, and, since that moment, has yet to be explained. Now, I am aware that most of you are familiar with this ancient site, but to be fair, spanning nearly 20 acres, Gobekli Tepe consists of nearly 20 stone circles at the center of each, two massive T-shaped pillars, 15 to 20 feet tall, 10 to 20 tons in weight, both of which are surrounded by smaller megalithic pillars, also shaped like a T. And that's not all, because many of these pillars display intricately carved artwork, depicting all sorts of prehistoric animals, such as foxes, jaguars, wild boar, birds that can apparently juggle, insects, reptiles, a few handbags for some reason, and what looks to be half of a single human figure. That being said, it wasn't necessarily the complex itself that was the most intriguing discovery, it was when the complex was constructed, because radiocarbon dating of the soil embedded within the limestone blocks dated the site of Gobekli Tepe to between 9,000 and 10,500 BC, which was an earth-shattering revelation because according to the accepted timeline of human advancement, this was the pre-pottery age, we were hunter-gatherers, and our greatest technology was fire. So finding Gobekli Tepe was like
finding Moses' DVD collection.
So how do we explain this? Well, that's where the three obvious come into play, referring to the how, the why, and the who. That being said, when it comes to the how, even though they had neither the wheel pulley system or metal tools, of which you would think at least one would be required to cut, shape, and lift a 10-ton limestone block, everyone seems to think that wooden rollers, rope, manpower, and
the sheer fucking will
is all you need. So, yeah. Which leaves us with the why and the who. However, when it comes to the why, just about everyone agrees as to the purpose of Gobekli Tepe serving as a temple or a ritualistic site of some kind, leaving us with the most perplexing question, the who. Because here's the thing, this is 9,500 BC, over 11,000 years ago. So according to the smart people, it's freezing, we're hungry, we've never stayed in one place for too long, and we still haven't discovered pottery. Yet, somehow, despite having no written language or any type of experience with large-scale project planning, someone with authority gathered a shit ton of people together, said this is what we're going to do, gave them each very specific instructions, then said get to work. And they did, which according to the timeline put in place by the smart people, makes no goddamn sense. Unless you get a little crazy and assume that maybe, just maybe, the smart people with the letters at the end of their names are wrong, and that when it comes to the interpretation of what our ancient ancestors wrote down, maybe, just maybe, we should listen to them, because if you do, the who becomes fairly obvious. Let me explain. Despite your belief system, or lack thereof, the fact of the matter is every single culture, religion, and civilization has a tale of an ancient flood that wiped out humanity with the exception of only one, sometimes a family, and a shit ton of animals. And in each case, a big-ass boat seems to be the vessel in which they all survived. However, only one source gives us a location as to where said boat landed once the waters receded. And it's a very specific location, Mount Ararat. Which, coincidentally enough, has been photographed dozens of times by the United States government due to a boat-like anomaly being spotted near the summit, which, coincidentally enough, was actually investigated by a group of researchers who claimed they found said anomaly. It was a large wooden boat, they went inside, took samples, produced a video, which was actually proven to be authentic, but of course, everyone said it was faked, even though, coincidentally enough, this exact location just so happens to be right around the corner from our current topic's location that again, coincidentally enough, displays a shit ton of animals and a single human figure. That, coincidentally enough, looks just like the Urfa man who was found less than 6 miles away. So either it's like the skeptics literally always say, and all of this is nothing more than a series of unlikely coincidences, or it's exactly what it looks like, and Gobekli Tepe is a temple for the survivors of a great flood and to the man who saved them, Noah, explaining not only where these people came from, but how they acquired the knowledge and ability to construct such a big-ass site. Now, as to who or what Noah actually was, well, that's another topic for another video, if you'd like.